mistake could have turned this robbery into a multiple homicide scene instantly. After the
Congratulations, well done.
You wanna fuck the jail. They ain't got no mat.
chaos, the suspect walks outside and calmly enters a silver Ford Crown Victoria before leaving the area. Now switch over to Torresdale Avenue at around 4:16 in the morning. Most people are asleep at this hour, but surveillance cameras are still rolling. Look closely at the shooter here. He's carrying a large black Nike backpack while moving through the block. The footage captures his face clearly enough to show the beard and mustache before the shooting even happens. Moments later, a 32-year-old man is left critically wounded after being shot in the abdomen. What stands out in this footage is how
Bro, do y'all not see how fucking clear this video is outside of a fucking poppy store? I can see the fucking rocks on the ground. Think they ain't gonna know who the fuck you is?
visible the suspect actually is. This is not grainy footage where you can barely make out a silhouette. I can't show the full video of this either, so make sure you go check out my website where this is the full uncut version. Then the video shifts into one of the deadliest scenes on this entire list, South Edding Street. Look at the crowd gathered outside during this summer night gathering. People are standing shoulder to shoulder near the row homes when the shooter suddenly appears moving along the block. Then everything explodes at once. Gunfire erupts.
I feel like this is the prime example of why a bunch of niggas shouldn't be together on a small ass block. Especially when y'all already gang warring amongst other blocks. Then it turns out the motherfuckers who y'all thought y'all was gang warring with and shooting at wasn't even near. Y'all shooting at each other.
Congratulations, well done. Oh no!
Directly into the crowd, sending people running in every direction. 13 people were struck during this mass shooting. Zahir Wiley, Jason Reese, and Aziz Harris were killed. Aziz Harris was confined to a wheelchair when the
Rest in peace, bro.
bullets started flying. Now watch how different this next shooting feels. This one happens in the middle of the morning on West Loudoun Street. Cars are moving normally. People are outside. The neighborhood is active. Then suddenly, an 18-year-old male is targeted right in the middle of the day. The offender pulls out a weapon and fires before retreating quickly toward Old York Road. That's what makes these daytime shootings so crazy. There's no attempt to wait for darkness or isolation anymore. Everything happens while the city is fully awake.
Fuck is going on out here, yo? I know this nigga wasn't just in the store around multiple cameras. Just to walk outside the store on camera and then you put something over your face to go do the deed.
Congratulations, well done.
Lock his ass up immediately.
Then you get to the footage from 27th and Dickinson, and this almost looks military. Watch the three masked suspects.
Is that fucking Chinese store? That's why I never went to that motherfucker. Never went to that motherfucker. That fucking Chinese store on 27th Street is a fucking death trap.
Arrive together. All three are armed with semi-automatic weapons. Then look how synchronized the attack is once the shooting starts. They all begin firing at nearly the same time. turning the entire intersection into chaos within seconds. 5 males between 18 and 23 years old were hit during this attack. The shooters moved together, fire together, and flee together. It looks less like random violence and more like a planned ambush carried out by a coordinated group. There's some footage from inside the restaurant, and I definitely can't show that, so make sure you go check out the website. Now, look at this silver Nissan Rogue pulling up on Marsha Street. The vehicle stands out immediately in the footage as it rolls into position right before the
These niggas hop out. They ain't take the fucking kids to school yet.
ambush begins. 2 suspects wearing blue gloves and masks jump out almost instantly after the SUV stops. Then the shooting starts. Bullets begin flying toward a group standing nearby, leaving a 24-year-old Asian male critically wounded along with a 23-year-old black male. Watch how fast the suspects move here. They barely spent any time outside the vehicle before jumping back inside and speeding away. The footage from North 13th Street feels even more trapped. The victims are sitting inside a parked vehicle. There's nowhere to run, no time to react. The suspects fire straight through the windows, hitting both the 40-year-old woman and the 24-year-old male inside the car in the face and body. Glass shatters everywhere while the shooters immediately flee in a gray Toyota Camry, later recovered by investigators. This wasn't random crossfire.
Well, that's probably their actual will. Niggas is crazy.
Then there's the Ogons Avenue shooting. At first it just looks like an argument between a couple people standing outside during the late morning hours. But watch how quickly everything changes. The verbal dispute escalates, the suspects pull firearms, and suddenly the victim is hit in the chest and arm. One detail investigators focused heavily on was the clothing. One suspect wearing Under Armour gear, the other wearing New Balance clothing. Small details like that become major evidence once detectives start slowing down the footage frame by frame. Now go back to Torresdale Avenue again, because this next clip almost feels like a setup unfolding in real time. Watch the suspect wearing the Eagle shirt after the fight inside the business. Instead of leaving, he makes a phone call. Minutes later, a black Ford Crown Victoria arrives. Then another suspect steps out wearing a Jordan hoodie. Look at this part carefully. The man in the Eagle shirt literally points out the victim. The shooter pulls his mask down and immediately opens fire.
I ain't even gonna say nothing about this dickhead. Yeah. Just leave that alone. He's dumb. Fuck me. Alright, well, that joint all on camera. What's up, folks? Who you called me for? Where you at? Still picture. Whole face out. Where you at, good? This a nigga over here? What's up? You know, I'm on that. Where you at? Right there? On the nigga behind you? Alright, go ahead up. I'm gonna put this mask on now after I've been seen on 2-3 cameras. Alright, cuz, I see who you pointing at. Go ahead, walk out. I'm about to go ahead and light this nigga. This is weird.
I can't show the full video of this either, so make sure you
This nigga grade get a motherfucker 50 to 100, if not a motherfucker life sentence. He already probably pushing 40, if not already 40. He cooked. This nigga, just for that simple pointing, conspiracy. He getting the same type time. He called the nigga.
go check out my website where this is the full uncut version. The entire thing plays out almost like an ordered hit caught directly on surveillance cameras.
That shit probably all was over some. I was next in line. No, I was next. Only 2 niggas in there. All that over, who was next in line? Bro, listen. I felt like I was next. You wanna go? Too much shit going on out here. I ain't trying to ask you, bro. Go ahead. Let the nigga go. The fuck? Dumb shit.
And then there's the Save a Lot shooting on Chew Avenue. This footage is probably one of the most disturbing on the list because the suspects already had a chance to leave safely. Earlier, the female suspect had reportedly been disarmed by security, and both individuals were removed from the store, but they came back, watched the suspect with the salt and pepper beard walk calmly back inside. No panic, no hesitation. He approaches the 55-year-old store manager and shoots him point blank in the face before fleeing toward the Aubrey View apartments with the female suspect. Across every one of these cases, the footage captures the same terrifying reality. Arguments turning into shootings.
What's even more crazy? this, this same bright ass hoodie this nigga got on. They gonna go back and check social media accounts. I guarantee you this nigga got pictures of having this shit on Facebook, Instagram, all this shit. And he gonna argue his defense that ain't him. Watch.
Within seconds.